taking a peek at the key fob for the Genesis. Now this is the GV70, but it's going to work the same across all Genesis vehicles. So along the back side of the fob, you've got the Genesis logo, and then there's also the release for the emergency access key. So if you ever need to get inside the vehicle because the fob's died, you can see the emergency access key hole right there. Then using the fob, you've got the lock button, unlock button, trunk release, horn or panic alarm, remote start, the remote smart parking assistant where it can go forwards or backwards, and then lights. So later on at night, you can push there in order to light the vehicle up for you, which is nice in order to use the fob. So let's go for the remote start first. So you just make sure that you're locked, and then you press and hold the circle button. And you can see there, we're lit up and the vehicle is started. And now that it's remote started, you could then use the remote smart parking assistant. So let's say if you have to get in and out of a tight space, you have to be fairly close to the vehicle, but you can then just push and hold. We're going to go away first. Then release in order to stop it. And then for it to pull forward, it's the same idea. So you press and hold the forward button instead. And then you can release there. And then in order to cancel the remote start, you just push that circle button there, and remote start is now canceled. Now using the key fob button for the liftgate is also straightforward. So you just do a push and hold there. Once it's starting to go up, you can then release, and up it goes. You can use the key fob in order to close it, or along the very top, push in order to close instead. This thing also has the smart liftgate, so it's something you have to enable in the infotainment, which I'll show you in a second. But once the vehicle's locked, so you have to, let's say you're going grocery shopping, and then you've got a handful of groceries, kids, whatever the case may be, or you just don't want to pull the key fob out of your bag, your pants, whatever the case may be. Once you're locked, you have to get at least 10 to 15 feet away for about 10 to 15 seconds. And then all you're going to do, walk up towards the back end of the vehicle and just hang out there for a second and watch this. Up the liftgate goes. So smart liftgate, absolutely love it. You can push the lock button when you see that starting to come on in order for it to stop. And then you just button press in order to close again. There's one other cool feature that this thing has, and that's the flexibility of rolling the windows down using the fob. So all you're going to do is push and hold the unlock button. And it's as simple as that. So just push and hold, watch this. Down they go. You can release in order to pause it part way. And then to continue the cycle, you just push and hold the unlock button again. And down they all go. And that's all 4 windows, so driver, passenger side. The only downside is that it's not window up as well. So it's strictly going to be window down. It's the one thing that I'd like to see is the window backup feature as well. But in order to actually use these features, oh, that's nice. That's nice. Love that. All right, so it's just going to confirm first. All I'm using is this little dial in the middle. So you could do a swipe across using your finger if you want to. But honestly, I find using the dial, once you get the hang of it, straightforward. But we're going to go setup, and we're going to go just basic vehicle settings, and dropping down. There we go. So we've got a few. So you've got your seat, climate, lights, door liftgate. So that's the first one that we're looking for. And then you've got your smart liftgate. So you want to make sure that smart liftgate's enabled, and that's the one that when you approach the vehicle with the key fob on you, it's automatically going to open up. When it opens up, I guess, do you want us to go full open, level 1, 2, or your own unique height? So if you don't want it opening up the full way, you can select your own unique height there if you want to. You can turn that on or off. And then there's also the remote window control. That's the one that we were using in order to be able to open up the windows using the key fob. So you're going there in order to make sure that it's turned on. And again, same idea. You could use the little dial there instead if you wanted to, or just push and hold right on the screen there instead. Actually, I love that feature. I'm going to make sure that it's still enabled. But that's how you use the key fob inside of the Genesis GV70.